Mallory, do you take Mickey to be your... I ain't gonna murder anybody on a wedding day.
Welcome once again, my fellow manipulators of digital fate. I'm Richie, this is Capricorn. Now before we get to today's deck, I just want to remind everybody that Wilds of Eldraine spoiler season is in full swing. We are documenting all of the spoilers as they drop in a shorts playlist that I'm going to link up above. So if you want my take on all of these crazy new cards that are being announced, definitely check that out. Also, a huge shout out to my patrons over at patreon.com/quarantinedcapricorn. Without you guys, I wouldn't be able to keep this channel moving forward as full steam as it is. So that's Yuck Foozy, Noah Vincent, Brittany, and Bob Steele at the Brew Crew Elite tier. And then, of course, our forever CPU savior, Terrence Rohrbach. Huge shout out to you guys. We are also doing a Patreon pledge drive right now, and our lowest tier is only $1, even though Patreon suggests doing $3 as the minimum tier. Forget that. Just $1 if you want to sign up for just $1. And every new subscriber that joins between now and early access for Wilds of Eldraine will get to submit any deck list they want, including Wilds of Eldraine cards. Whatever your heart's desire, whatever you can come up with, and I will play it on stream during early access, and I'll play it until it loses. So if it's really good and it just keeps winning, who knows? I could end up playing it forever. But definitely check that out if you're interested. I'm going to link the Patreon page up above as well. This deck in particular is called Power Couple, and the idea here is to use sort of a Naya shell to encapsulate the exile shenanigans that are available to us in standard right now. So we're using Pia Nalaar and Rocco to get maximum value off of a crazy amount of play from exile sort of effects, and it actually goes off kind of crazy, and there's a ton of token synergy that was just by chance sort of baked into a lot of what we were trying to do anyway. So we included Jinnie Fey, and now we have this crazy exile token hybrid that gets max synergy with both sorts of archetypes in the same brew, and it's kind of crazy. And the reason I'm so excited about this deck is because Wilds of Eldraine is about to launch, and that set's going to have adventures, which is even more efficient and powerful ways to play things from exile. So a deck like this is going to get crazy upgrades as soon as Wilds of Eldraine is released. So look forward to an iterated version further down the line. But before we get to the deck, really quick, make sure you like the video, subscribe. We're trying to grow the channel as best we can, and every single sub, every single like really does help the algorithm take us seriously and put us in front of fresh faces so that we can grow. So I would appreciate that greatly. Also, we stream live Monday through Friday on Twitch. That's twitch.tv/quarantinecapricorn. And in fact, tonight, if you're catching this as soon as the video drops, is community night. So if you want to face off against me in games, make sure to head over there right away. That's twitch.tv/quarantinecapricorn, because if I'm alive and I'm breathing, I'm there and I'm streaming. This deck is nuts. Let's break it down. I'm telling you guys right now, this deck is going to be so busted once Eldraine comes out and we have more adventures to pair with some of these cards. But we're going to start with the core of the deck here and the engines that it contains, and then we'll go to the bottom of the curve and work our way up with all of the ways that we can kind of take advantage of those engines. So first off, we have Rocco Street Chef, which is definitely the best card in the deck. 3 mana in Naya for a 2/4. It's a legendary creature. At the beginning of your end step, each player, you and your opponent, exile the top card of their library, and until your next end step, each player may play the card they exiled this way. And whenever any player plays a land from exile or casts a spell from exile, you put a +1/+1 counter on target creature, and you create a food token. So not only are you able to play an extra spell every turn, it's kind of like drawing an extra card. When they play their extra thing, you're getting value in the form of a permanent, a food token, and a +1/+1 counter. You're getting that extra value when you play your things from exile, and you're getting to exile an extra thing every turn to get more advantage. So This is the one card in the deck that is self-sustaining and is super good by itself, which is why we have 4 of. Now, we've also got Pia Nalaar, which works in a similar way. 2 mana in Boros for a 2/3. Thopters you control have haste, and whenever you play a land from exile or cast a spell from exile, you get to create a 1/1 colorless Thopter artifact creature token with flying. Now, the thing that these 2 cards have in common is both of them trigger when you play a spell from exile, and both of them give you a token of some kind that isn't super good, but it is another permanent on the field, and it matters. Now, we're going to take advantage of that with triggering these guys with the most amount of things that play things from exile, and also ways to make those tokens much better. And that brings me to Jinnie Fay. Jinnie Fay comes down as a 3/3 for 3 mana, and whenever a token comes into play, you can have it be a 2/2 cat with haste or a 3/1 dog with vigilance, which means now every single time Rocco's triggered, not only are you getting a counter, but you're also getting a big body. And every time Pia Nalaar is triggered, you can also get that 2/2 haste or 3/1 vigilance body instead of the 1/1 flyer. So you can get insane value off getting multiple triggers of Pia Nalaar and Rocco when you have a Jinnie Fay in play, because it's turning all of those tokens into super relevant board presence. So starting at the beginning of the curve, we have a ton of ways to play things from exile. So Mishra's research desk is going to give us card selection and allow us to play something from exile to trigger all of our stuff. And then we're going to be able to unearth it and do it again. So it's 2 different times that we can play something from exile. Same thing with Experimental Synthesizer. It lets us play something from exile, and then the second time we use it, not only do we get to play something from exile again, but we also get a token when we sack the Experimental Synthesizer, which, like I said before, matters because if we're in the right situation for it, we can make that token a haster or a 3/1 vigilance with Jinnie Fay, and it can be even better for whatever situation we might be up against if that token is more desirable in that situation. So extra value there. Now, what's the one thing that all of these cards have had in common so far? Mishra's Research Desk is an artifact. Experimental Synthesizer is an artifact. Rocco makes food tokens, which are artifacts. Pia Nalaar makes Thopters, which are artifacts. So we've got 4 Teething Wurmlet as our turn 1 play of choice if we happen to have it in our opening hand. 1 green mana for a 1/1. It has Death Touch as long as you have 3 artifacts, which is super easy in this deck. And every time an artifact comes into play, you're going to gain a life. And if it's the first time it happens in a turn, you're going to get a counter on it, and it's going to grow bigger. What's especially cool in this deck is it's really easy to get triggers on Teething Wurmlet during our opponent's turn. Because if we have a Rocco Street Chef in play, and our opponent plays their thing from exile, it's going to trigger the Rocco, make a food token, and the Teething Wurmlet's going to trigger again on their turn. So sometimes this can get a +1/+1 counter on our turn and on their turn, and get 2 counters every turn cycle. Not to mention the +1/+1 counter we're already getting from the Rocco trigger anyway, and stuff can start to stack up pretty crazy. We've also got 4 Gala Greeters because it kind of fits into both the token theme and the Teething Wurmlet theme. So even though this doesn't fit in with Exile, it still gets a lot of value and has a lot of synergy with a lot of other cards in the deck. So whenever we play a creature, we get to make a tapped treasure token or put a counter on something or gain 2 life. And if we have a Jinnie Fay in play, that tapped treasure token can instead come into play as a creature and then trigger the Gala Greeters again and get one of the other abilities, which is crazy. But also that treasure coming into play, if we don't have Jinnie Fay, is an artifact and will trigger the Teething Wurmlet. In fact, we can play Gala Greeters, we can play a Teething Wurmlet, which will trigger the Gala Greeters, which will trigger the Teething Wurmlet that we just played. It gets pretty nutty. We've also got 4 Invasion of Gobakhan, and this card is insane in this deck because for 2 mana we get to exile anything we want from their hand and make it cost 2 more. So not only do we mess up their curve and make it so they can't play their thing right away, but when they do finally play it, they're playing it from exile, which means we're getting all of our triggers for Rocco. Also, when we get to flip it to Light Shield Array, which is pretty easy with only 3 defense counters on this thing, Light Shield Array being played counts as us playing a spell for free from exile. So that's going to trigger Rocco. It's going to trigger Pia Nalaar, and then it's going to come down into play and be able to put counters on our whole team every turn as we swing with them, and be able to protect our board from all of their removal. So Invasion of Gobakhan just does so much in this deck, it's kind of absurd. We've also got 4 Soul Partition. Now, this is our removal of choice because of the way it doubles up with our synergies. So for 2 mana at instant speed, we can remove any non-land permanent from the game. They can play it from exile for an extra 2 mana if they want. But just like Invasion of Gobakhan, it's going to take them a little while to get that extra mana, and then even when they play it, they're going to trigger all of our Rocco synergies, and it's going to be pretty wild. But this also doubles as a way for us to save some of our own things. If they try to target one of our important engine pieces with removal, we can Soul Partition in response, exile it, and then we get to play it for, it doesn't cost 2 more when we play it. And when we play it, we're playing it from exile, and it will trigger all of our exile synergies. So everything is just hyper synergistic here, and it gets kind of crazy. One really cool play that you can do is you can Soul Partition your own Experimental Synthesizer, and when you do, and the synthesizer gets put into exile, it counts as it leaving play, which means you get to exile the top card of your library and play it until end of turn, and then the synthesizer is in exile, so when you replay the synthesizer, you're triggering something from playing from exile, and you're getting another card off of playing the synthesizer again, so then you get another thing to play from exile, and then you could still sack it and play another thing from exile and get a token. So it can be insane value to sometimes just Soul Partition our own Experimental Synthesizer and just go way over the top with cards and with our synergies. In the 3-drop slot, we've got just 1 Adeline Resplendent Cathar to go along with our 4 Rocco Street Chef and 3 Pia Nalaars. 3 Jinnie Fays. She's really good in this deck. She's not super important to the engine, so to speak, but she does spit out 1/1 tokens that can then instead be 2/2 haste tokens or 3/1 vigilance tokens. So I think even at least just 1, she is legendary, so I think it's fine for it to just be at 1. But I think we need at least 1 of her in this because she's just way too good if we have a Jinnie Fay out. And even without a Jinnie Fay out, she's super good with some of the other cards in our deck like Gala Greeters. We've also got 1 Mondrak in the 4-drop slot because we're making so many tokens. Being able to double those tokens is nuts. Now obviously this is best when Jinnie Fay is out, but even without Jinnie Fay out, making double treasures from Gala Greeters or double Samurais from Experimental Synthesizer, or double Thopters from Pia, or double food tokens from Rocco, all of that is still pretty good. That being said, it is a little bit slow, and there's already so much value in here that I feel like it can be a little bit win more. So I think just keeping it at 1 because it's legendary is fine, and it is some really crazy extra insurmountable pressure in some situations, which is nice to have. And then the final card in the deck is something I haven't seen anybody use, but it's perfect for this deck. We have 2 Invasion of Kaldheim. Now this comes into play as a battle siege with 4 defense counters. When it enters, you get to exile all cards from your hand and then draw that many cards, and until end of turn, until the end of your next turn, you may play cards that are exiled this way. So our whole hand now goes into exile and can be played, and our whole hand is able to trigger our exile synergies like Rocco and Pia Nalaar, which is kind of insane. But also we draw more cards to replace those, so we have a ton of card advantage. And then if we manage to flip the Invasion of Kaldheim, it becomes Pyre of the World Tree. Lets us discard our extra land cards from our hand to shock things, and when we do, we get to exile the top card of our library and play it this turn, which again lets us trigger all of our exile shenanigans. Not only that, but when we flip it into Pyre from Invasion of Kaldheim to begin with, again, just like Invasion of Gobakhan, it counts as us playing something from exile, even though we're playing it for free, and we get to get all of those exile triggers. So everything in the deck just hyper synergizes with these exile triggers or token synergies with stuff like Jinnie Fay, and a lot of the stuff triggers off of both of them, which kind of gets absurd. We have to have a lot of dual lands because we want Pia Nalaar on 2 and then Rocco or Jinnie Fay on 3, and none of those take any colorless. So we've got 4 Jetmir's Garden, 2 Razorverge Thicket, 4 Brushland, 4 Sundown Pass, 2 Battlefield Forge, 2 Rockfall Vale, 2 Copperline Gorge, and then we did make room for 2 Mirrex And sometimes this can be tricky in having to choose the right turn to play it to make sure you can play your Rocco or your Jinnie Fey on turn 3. But I do think it's worth having in here because for 3 mana and tapping the Mirrex, we can make a token, and there's so many ways for that token to be better than just a token in this deck. So Mirrex absolutely makes the cut. Just be careful playing around it. Don't drop it too early. Sometimes you have to be very careful in how you play this so that you can use its colored mana to play your relevant spells on curves. So be careful of that. The deck has just so much synergy just baked into it. It's exactly the kind of deck I love to brew because of all the carefully calculated ways in which all of the cards synergize with all of the other cards in completely different ways. And it's kind of crazy. I am super looking forward to brewing this deck again once Wilds of Eldraine is out, because adventures are going to push this thing so far over the top. I think it's going to be insane, but that's a couple weeks away. So for now, let's check out how this thing performs on the ladder right now. Spoiler alert, it gets the job done. This looks like a pretty decent start. We'll keep it. Start with the Jetmir's Garden. Hello. Alright, we'll go Brushland, Teething Wurmlet, and then we'll go Mishra's Research Desk. See if he wants to trade the Blood Tithe Harvester for our Wurmlet. Nope. He does not. Flesh Forger. Sure. Lots of possibilities here. Let me think. Do we just Soul Partition it? Nah. We're good. We're good. Let's just set up our board state. No blocks. We got plenty of ways to gain life, so. Sheoldred, we go to 10. Let's do this. Now we'll draw. So we do not go to 10. Make a tapped treasure token. I think we just swing in. We don't want to block with any of those because they're going to gain us life. So I think we just gotta kind of race for now until the Wurmlet's big enough to survive. Another Sheoldred. Interesting. Alright, let's start by cracking the research desk. Alright, we will Soul Partition the Sheoldred again. And then we'll play Mishra's Research Desk. I think we need to gain the life more than anything else. We've got 2 mana because of the treasure. Alright, so we'll swing in with the guys we're not going to block with. Get in for some damage. End the turn. Alright, 2 Sheoldreds are exiled. It's gonna go for the throat. Sure. Let's crack this and see what we get first. Alright, we'll block the Blood Tithe Harvester. Try to keep our life total healthy. We're in a pretty good position, though. Discards Sheoldred. Alright, so we'll play Gala Greeters. We will make a treasure token. Gain some life. We'll play Experimental Synthesizer. Play a land. Make a dude. Put a counter on. Gain some more life. Do we want to hold up the Soul Partition? Probably. Alright, so we'll hit for 2. Yeah, I think we gotta hold up the Soul Partition. So we'll end the turn. Fine, we'll pay 3. We were gonna take 3 anyway, but he doesn't gain the 3 life. And if he replays it, we get another Thopter. Unless he kills Pia. But we have a lot of card advantage even if he kills Pia. Alright, plays another Rocco. Interesting. We're gonna start with this. That was a bummer of a hit. I still think it's probably worth playing. just to get the triggers. And we will swing in with you. I think that might be the only one we can. Yeah, that was pointless. All that did was make him gain 2 life. Note for next time. Graveyard Trespasser. Okay. We really need Rocco, huh? Like, Pia Nalaar is good, but it's not as good as Rocco. Try that. Undying Malice, huh? Well, we're gonna have to exile it somehow, or we're gonna be in trouble. Alright, we'll start with the synthesizer. We'll play Mondrak, sure. Make 1,000 treasures. It's all good. I think we need Mondrak to be indestructible. Alright, we'll gain some life. We'll make some more tokens. I think we will outpace that big Flesh Gorger, to be completely honest. We're gonna do that. We're gonna sack one of the tapped treasures and the guy that's gonna die. Make Mondrak indestructible. Alright, go on. No, he's gonna swing first. Honestly, I think we just take it. Because we're going to be generating so much value with the Mondrak on top of the Adeline and the Nalaar. Like, I don't think we can afford to lose any of those. So yeah, we win. Ugh. This is not a great hand. We have all of our lands, though. I'm going to try it. Play the garden. Play the gorge. We'll play out a Mishra's research desk. We are not going to crack it yet. We want to get Rocco into play, I think. I think we need to Soul Partition this turn, though. That Sunslayer is going to be a problem. Pass. Jinnie Faye. Now she Moon's Legacy. 3/4 Menace. Pass a turn. Let's see what you got. A land. Got removal for Rocco. Playing another Glissa and a Rona. Alright, let's crack the research desk. Let's see what we can hit. Let's grab the Gala Greeters. We'll go Gala Greeter. Sundown Pass. And then we'll go Jinnie Faye. Interesting. We are off to the races, but he's got some good cards down too, so. Oh man, look at us go off. Completely went off. Hits the Soul Partition, sure. Next turn's gonna be fun. Gix's command. Sack my Gala Greeter, sure. No blocks. That should be fine. Draws a card, loses a life. Alright, so you're getting played no matter what. I'm gonna do this. We're gonna lose the value off that Kaldheim, but I kinda think we just gotta go for it. Synthesizer. Oh, we can't play the land. That is such a bummer. We should have waited on playing the Brushland. My bad. Well, Rocco can't die, right? No, it should be fine. Draw and discard. Alright, end the turn. Let's exile some more cards. He's got stuff he can play. Urtai. What do we put a counter on? I guess you. And he's gonna let us draw a card. Is he gonna kill Rocco or Jinnie or what? What's he gonna kill? Sure. No blocks. Kinda just have to let it through. Till we get some removal. Draw a card and lose a life. I guess we'll crack the food and gain some life. Kinda hurting. Alright. We're gonna start with Invasion of Kaldheim. Draw 2 cards. We're gonna play I guess we want to play Gala Greeters, huh? And the Rockfall Vale. And put another counter on one of those. So we'll do that. Because that'll gain us another life from the Teething Wurmlet. It's better than gaining just 2 life from the Gala Greeters, I think. We could flip that Invasion of Kaldheim. So he's got to lose Rona or Nashi if he wants to stop us from flipping Invasion of Kaldheim. That I'm completely fine with. Completely. It's a lot of lands. A lot of lands in exile. Man, this thing's going off. Kinda love it. No blocks. Do what you gotta do. Oh, okay. It still has Death Touch. Gix's command. It's gonna kill everything that's 2 or less. Potentially. So we'll try to save P and Nalaar. I think that's the thing that's worth the most. Alright. Oh, come on! That was our turn, baby! We'll keep this, I think. Start with you, play a Teething Wurmlet. It'll probably get nuked, which is fine, because then on turn 2 we'll play Gala Greeters. And then on turn 3 we'll play another Wurmlet. The Wurmlet will trigger the Gala Greeters and give us a treasure, which will trigger the Wurmlet, give us a life and a counter. Unless he kills the Gala Greeters. But I mean, honestly, if he does that, he's not really creating the board presence he's gonna need. So it's not that bad. Let's do it like this. Invasion of Gobakhan. Lightning Strike. Let's make it so that takes his entire turn if he decides to do it. And he does. But does he swing, or does he try to protect the Gobakhan? Mistake. Mistake. We'll start with the synthesizer. Gala Greeter. +1/+1 counter. Swing. Brushland. Research desk. End the turn. Probably gonna cycle the garden. It's pretty out of gas. Oh, we're here watching Magic now, yuck. He's considering his options. Sure. But if he swings, we get to flip the Gobakhan. So I think he's got to hold it back. Man's got balls. Unless that last card in his hand's a shock. Which I doubt. My turn. Play Rocco. Hello, sir. I think we really need the treasure token. Let's gain some life. Swing at the Gobakhan. Sure. I mean, that's good, but You wasted your shore up just to kill my Gala Greeter. So it's not like insane. Research desk, we will play it. Get a counter, get a food token. We'll play this. Alright, you've got a third path Iconoclast in exile. What are you gonna do with it? Give me 3 life and a +1/+1 counter? That would be wonderful. Do it. Thank you. Now Rocco's kind of getting out of the range of his burn, which is nice. We'll play Jinnie. Hello. Hello. Then we'll play the Thicket. Put a counter on Jinnie. We'll make a kitty. Why not? And then we'll try cracking this and seeing if we can hit a 1-drop to get some more triggers. No dice. Since we don't have many cards to exile with the Kaldheim, I think we just take the Soul Partition here. Skaboomba. Skaboomba. Would be sick to partition the synthesizer, that's for sure. I mean, we'll wipe out his board, that's fine. That's fine. What's up? This is a weird hand, but we can keep it. Because we can just get rid of the most problematic cards with Gobakhan into Gobakhan and drag out the game a little bit, I think. Unless he's like super fast aggro, which apparently he isn't, so. Oh god. Not worried about ossification. Kinda worried about Sunfall. Let's hit Dissipate for now. Those Sunfalls are going to be such an issue, though. We just have to play around them. It's really the only way. Let's force him to use the ossification on the Teething Wurmlet. Did not. It's Invasion of Gobakhan again. That's fine. And we're gonna have to hit the card draw. We gotta keep him from digging into his value. That's what's really gonna screw us over. But once again, we're at 2 land, which is obnoxious. Vanquish the Horde. Well, we'll hit the ossification. We just have to be smart and make him deal with each of our cards one at a time. That doesn't mean we can't have more than one creature on the field, but we want to get those extra creatures by playing things that trigger, like Pia Nalaar or Jinnie or whatever. Alright, this is our only turn to have red. So we gotta play Rocco. Doesn't have a counterspell for it. He's gonna sack his Blast Zone? I mean, okay. Assuming he's just gonna ossification it. Maybe he'll Sunfall it just to use one up. Come on, make a decision. No, he just plays Jace. Weird.
You cannot win.
She's gonna mill me a bunch? Oh, okay. Sure. That. And now he has to Sunfall to deal with the Rocco. And we'll end the turn. Let's see what he got. Disdainful Stroke. That is fine. We do not have very many things in the deck that cost 4 or more. 2 Invasion of Kaldheim and 1 Mondrak. That's it. Alright, he uses the Sunfall. That's good. That's kind of what we wanted. And now we gotta force it again. Play a Jinnie. Oh, I should have played Gala Greeters. I'm a dummy. Yeah, Gala Greeters was the play. Gala Greeters and Pia Nalaar, I think. I mean, we are forcing him to use Sunfalls, though. And that is not nothing. Alright, here we go. We hit a land. Go on. Use your targeted removal. He's got to use something cheap. Alright, we're gonna go... Gotta do something else. So we're gonna play the Teething Wurmlet. And then we're gonna play the Sundown Pass. Put a counter on the Teething Wurmlet. Do we have a way to deal with the token he's gonna animate? No. So... we'll start with you. We really need to hit removal in the top 3. If it's top 1, we get it with this. Oh, there we go. There we go. That's what we needed. And he sees it. He should see it. Well, we already got that. And then this needs to be used this turn. So we're gonna hit the synthesizer. Because why not? Oh, right. We lose the Pia Nalaar. That's okay. Maybe I should have hit the research desk instead. For that reason. I don't think it would have mattered too much. Isn't a whole lot he can do now. Unless he happens to get another Sunfall. Three, 1, 2. Pass. My turn. Let's get the Pia Nalaar out. Make a decision. Look at all that glorious synergy. It's beautiful. We'll add a colorless. We'll play the Mishra's Research Desk. Let's see, what else can we do here? I guess we can try and crack one of these, and if we can hit a 1-drop, we'll be in pretty good shape. A land. Well, a land is not going to do it. Alright, let's see what you got. Sure. More triggers. Which is just absolutely glorious, and we will end the turn. Even if he wipes the board now, like, we have so much value. Like, look at all the cards we can play. We've got a research desk in play that we can use again. We've got a synthesizer in play that we can use again. What did he play? Memory? Do that. Resolve. Resolve the memory deluge. It's gonna find Sunfall. Kinda has to. It's like literally the only card he can use against me. And he's already used 2 of them. Which means he might not have even found one yet. Ossification. He's trying to trick me into using my light shield array so that he can use a sweeper to use up my other light shield array and then play a 3rd sweeper, because his sweepers are going to cost so much less. His sweepers cost 2 mana if they're both Vanquish the Hordes. So we're gonna let him. And he's gonna be like, wait, I didn't expect that. And now he doesn't get to land his sweeper. Rocco comes back to play. What you got for me? And then we'll play you. Put a counter on you. Make another Thopter. And then we'll play Gobakhan with 2 mana left over. See what's in his hand. Was I right about the 2 sweepers? The 2 Vanquish the Hordes? Wandering Emperor. Nope, just the 1. Well, we'll try and make Vanquish the Horde cost a little more, I guess. Is it worth it? I think we can just win. Five, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. We have exactly 19 damage, but he's going to gain 2 from the Wandering Emperor. So theoretically, if we play this, we get another counter and another Thopter, and that gives us the extra 2 damage. Oh, shit. We got kind of lucky. We win. We win, buddy. Hexproof and to the face. This is a great hand, but we need mana. I'm going to keep it, and then I'm going to laugh when we're mana screwed. Alright, start with the garden. Unless we top deck a land, I'm playing Pia Nalaar first. Otherwise, we might not ever get to cast it. Whereas the other stuff isn't quite as bad. Tenacious Underdog. Alright. Alright. I see what you're doing. Should be decent, unless he's got removal. If we actually keep our board state like this, we should be able to do something next turn. Can't play Rocco, unless we top deck a land. Even then, we're only left with a colorless mana, which kind of sucks. I think we gotta retool the mana base a bit. I still like keeping one Mirrex in, because it makes tokens. But I think we gotta take it to 1. Because it's really hard to play Rocco on 3. Treasure token. And then I guess we Soul Partition. But we could hold up Soul Partition to trade. Yeah, let's pass the turn. If he tries to use removal on one of our creatures, we'll Soul Partition our own creature. And if he doesn't, we will Soul Partition the Evolved Sleeper, I think. Get rid of the ways in which he's leveled it up. Make him have to recast it, which will trigger our Pia Nalaar. Possibly even our Rocco if it's not till next turn. Oh, you know what? Actually, it won't trigger our Pia Nalaar. It'll only trigger our Rocco. Make disappear it. No blocks. I think we can race gaining life from Gala Greeters and Teething Wurmlet. I think we can. We're gonna start with this. Do you have a counter spell, sir? Hello? You do. Very interesting. Gix. Draw some cards. That's not great for us. That is not great for us. We really need stuff. Soul Partition. Well, that would be helpful. Rocco would also be good. But we can't cast anything else if we use Rocco. So let's Synthesizer. Let's see what we hit. Another Synthesizer. Well, it's worth it. Kind of hoping we hit a land, but I mean, it already did its thing. Do I save it? I don't think I save it. Gobakhan? Sick. What do we get rid of? Graveyard Trespasser. Make disappear. I don't think I care about the Trespasser that much. Make it so he can't do anything if he wants to make disappear something. And then, let's offer the trade with Gix. No? No trade with Gix, okay. Liliana? Boo.
This is my home, and I don't appreciate it when people touch my things.
Ooh.
Off you go.
Do I just take it and go to 2? Yes. The answer is yes. I'll let you go to 8. Oh, we only drew 2 cards. And an underdog, sure. Now you go to 8. Now you go to 8. Soul Partition. Can we win? We're very close to being able to win. 4, 5, 6. Man, we are very close to being able to win. But it ain't gonna happen. Tap treasure token. Gains us a life. Play you. And then we can Soul Partition. Get in for 6. We have to Soul Partition now. Because he's going to be able to counterspell it otherwise. End turn. If he has removal, it's over. Well, no. We have the backup with Light Shield Array. I forgot, that was the whole reason. He needs another creature. He needs a 4th creature. Boom. Do it like that. Kill his dudes. Keep our good stuff. Plays the Trespasser, sure. Alright, we go down to 2. Plays a Kaito. Draw, discard, sure.
I know something you don't know.
Alright, my turn. Oh boy. So we'll start with you. And then we'll play you. Put a counter on you. Let's just gain the 2 life. Even though I could have got 2... Well, I could have got 2 treasures and gained 2 from the Wurmlet. So, okay, that was actually a misplay. That was actually a misplay. Alright, and now we force him to have to block with the Trespasser and die, right? Yeah, we got him. Alright, we will keep this. Start with the garden. Right, we'll play Pia. If he removes it, we have a backup. Alright. Well, we'll start with a Wurmlet. I mean, I guess we just Synthesizer, right? Even if we can't play the thing. Bummer. Bummer. plays another Tenacious Underdog. No cut down or anything like that. Well, we'll go Rocco. No tax. Exile some stuff. You've got a Plains, we've got a Teething Wurmlet. I mean, everything we have on board is good, so even if he kills our best thing, which is Rocco, we're left with significant board state. Thank you for the value, friend. Lion Sash. And Jadar. Good night. You redeem that and then say good night? Is that you leaving or is that you announcing your entrance, DJ? I must know. Alright, so we'll start with the Teething Wurmlet. We'll go... I guess we'll just pile up counters on the Wurmlet. Why not? And then we've got some other shenanigans. Welcome to Dog. Welcome to Dog. I knew he was going to do that. I knew it. That's why we Soul Partition. Seems pretty good. Welcome to Dog. Fair enough, DJ. Well, you did redeem Look to My Coming on the third day. So I gotta do it. This Esper man thinks he's a wizard? You're not a wizard. You're pathetic Pelos. Apparently born in 1985. Wasn't a good year. I was there. Have you ever seen a wormlet when he was teething? Hmm? I'm sure Rocco would like to cook one up for dinner. What's going on over there? We have a lion sash. A Jadar. I'm not scared of you, Jadar. You look like Old Man Carruthers. Get out of here, Old Man Carruthers, before you break a hip. Hellish Norn. She was beheaded. She was beheaded in the worst climax to a story in Magic's history. Who even does that? Not I. Not I. Alright, we'll play you to not waste the value. Understand? Simply what must be done. Keep you. Then we'll play you and get even more.
Let's rock!
Thank you for the follow, Astral's Flame. Astral's Flame is following me for the first time? How can this be? You did not follow me eons ago? That makes no sense to this old man. Makes absolutely no sense. None. Nonsense even. Nonsense even. We'll swing for 10. A casual 10. We've got plenty of life, Elish. I'm not worried about you. That's depressing. But I did force you to use your removal spell on a token. Token? Who uses removal on a token? Good lord. I honestly thought you were following as well, Astrals. I was verily surprised to find out that you weren't. I will spook you forever. Nord. Novid. Spooky Richie. Welcome to spooky time. What's going on here? I don't even know. Guess I'll just do this, because why not? No reason not to. Take some damage from Elish or whatever. Doesn't matter. It's fine. Nobody cares. Nobody cares, Elish. So many things to do. Can I still play you? Then we'll play you. The counter here. Not too shabby. Not gonna lie. Kinda love it. I kinda love it. You. Remove yourself. Remove yourself. Thank you. Attack with you. Attack with you. Attack with you. Attack with you. That will do it. That will do it. Show me what you've got, Palos. That was something. You for sure had a thing. I commend you. Spooky Richie. You're not a real wizard. Something's happening behind me. I hear a ruckus. Hello, what is the ruckus?
Dishes.
A dish ruckus?
Let's rock!
Thank you for the follow, Nick. Maybe if you weren't rushing the dishes, there wouldn't be a dish ruckus. A dish rushing ruckus? A ruckus of rushing dishes. That's all I hear. I hear nothing. Do you hear something, chat? I hear nothing.
You really want to go, mate?
One time I heard a dog. That's about it.
Tell Chad the story about how you never have a dishwasher.
I do not know what you're talking about. Dogs! Dogs! Attack! Defend my honor. What is happening with this man? I think it's a born in 1985 thing. I myself was born before 1985. I was ahead of the curve. What the hell is happening? Have you faced off against the Rot Priest? Is that the problem? I hear it in your throat! Rot priests are using bullshit to transmit? Good lord. What will I think of next? That's fine. You do that. That's fine. What is happening? I don't know what's happening. He's trying to kill me. I feel like this game is never going to end. DJ, you set me up! You made me become the wizard! During the longest game known to man!
Remember we had that conversation
and I'm not happy about it. Okay. Play the land. You put the counter. Treasure. Treasure. Give me all the things. Then the Invasion of Kaldheim. We already have enough in the air. Unless he's got removal. I don't think he does. Show me. Show it to me. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. Can't cast anything. I could cast a Nalaar. Would it be worth it? It might be worth it. Honestly. Let's do it. We're gonna do it. Trigger all the things, do all the stuff. Get all of the triggers. $0.55. Why did you wait so long? Are you out of your mind, sir? We have won the game. We have won the game, good sir. You waited too long to use your removal. We got all the triggers. That will teach you to be born in 1985, Mr. Palos. Dogs? Doggos? Woof. I think we've got you. Oh, it's not over. You're going to go to 1. I see. I see. You'll go to 1. That's... This game just does not end! Chat. If somebody cheers a bit, one whole bit, I believe that might help this game come to a close. Does anyone have it in them? To cheer a bit? I don't know how much longer I can keep this voice up. I'm very tired. I'm very tired. Just die, confound it! No blocks. I don't care. I don't care. Thank you. Thank the Garfield. We've done it. I'm done with you, Hat. Damn you, Nord. Thanks so much for checking out my channel. I'd like to give a huge shout out to all of my patrons over at Patreon. Without you guys, this channel would not be possible, so honestly, thank you from the bottom of my heart for all of your contributions. If you haven't yet, like and subscribe. The more likes we get and the quicker we get them, the bigger this channel will grow and the faster it will grow. I'd love nothing more than this channel to become something very special for you guys, but it's entirely up to you how fast that happens. Also, if you'd like more deck text, that's somewhere over there. And if you'd like to see what else the channel's been up to lately, that's somewhere up that way. Also, subscribe, circle below, do all the things.